Hello, America. Welcome to the Lid Radio Show. And hopefully this week it's working on YouTube. Of course, this week Skype isn't working the best, and I'm going to be trying to do that as I speak to you today. Do I hear someone laughing in the background? Was that me laughing at myself? It's been a weird week, guys. And hopefully it'll even work on YouTube this week because I had some problems last week. Actually, I had some problems because of what I did, but all my fault last week. So I'm trying it again. And if not, really what I'm going to do is my friend Melanie, who gave me the lesson, I'm going to kind of yell at, but we'll see. Anyway, big week this week. Don't you think so? We have Pete Sessions. He's trying, our president is trying to fire him all the time. And then we have, let's see, we have the Secretary of State who might be trying to leave. And let's see, what else do we have? Well, we have the healthcare vote. At least they voted to be able to talk. But what can I tell you? They tried to do first the big bill. Okay, the bill that has the big Senate bill that also had Ted Cruz's stuff and thing like that. Okay, and on top of that, they tried some more bills right now as we speak. Right as we speak, pretty soon as we speak, they're going to try to do what's called the skinny bill, which isn't a complete, revocation of Obamacare. It is a repeal, sort of. It repeals the mandate. It repeals some of the rules. But it doesn't repeal everything. So it's kind of, and it still keeps in the rules of the kind of healthcare bills you have to get, which is, I have to say, is kind of ridiculous. Okay. So we're going to have a little problem, see what this goes. I doubt if it will pass, but the only reason why they're doing this is that that's how they got Rand Paul to vote to discuss. I'm going to try something here, guys. It might work and it might not. So what are you going to do? Anyway, because I had to call my guest on radio today, on landline, and I had some problems with Skype. So I'm going to try something, folks. So give me a minute if you can. I'm not going to sing, which is, I don't know, it isn't that bad. I used to be an opera singer, if you didn't know that. Yeah, I used to do that for a living. As a matter of fact, 40 years ago today, in Summerstock, I was playing curly in Oklahoma, and I had the hair to do it. And I'm not that proud of playing curly as much as I am proud of having a long curly hair. So that's cool. But I could sing, but I like to have music with me. You know, what can I tell you? Let me just see. This is and 22, 23, something like that. And please bear with me, okay? Oh, okay. I'm trying to, it's part of this thing that my friend Ed Morrissey taught me. It's called Open Source Production. And being my own producer, this is what I got to do. Okay, I hope you're all still there. I haven't put anybody to sleep. Okay, and I did get the Skype credit, so I am going to try to, let's see. I'm going to try to see if I could do this. Okay, let's see. if this will work. I don't even know if it's enough, but I'm going to try. I hate Skype, folks. I really do. Not as much as I hate Facebook. Facebook, I really hate Facebook. You know, it's really weird, but Facebook used to be the way you get a lot of traffic. But now, I don't know if it's because I'm a conservative or what, but it's really hard to get anything with Facebook. And they tend to censor conservative stuff much more than they censor whatchamacallit, liberal stuff. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because it is a liberal organization. Let's see if I can get this done, folks. Bot, Skype, how do you get this? Phone calls. Will it let me do that? No, not that one. Not that one. Well, let me do another one. Let's see. Keep your fingers crossed, folks. Oh, Peter's got a great ringtone, by the way. Isn't that great? I don't know how you do that when you call someone, you get music. Peter, you're on the air. How you doing, sir? You know what happened? I don't know why, because I don't use my Skype account when I have to call people. I use the network's Skype account, and it might have had like 20 seconds left. So when I called you, it oh, that would be really cool. Okay, but what I would have to do is log out and log back in. Okay, and you know what I'm going to do? You're going to get a friend request from SHR Media. Oh, really? No, no, because that's to my Skype account. I'm not on my Skype account. Folks, like I said, open source. 1 second. Isn't it amazing the way this all has to be put together? It's incredible. Now what has to happen, folks, is I'm going to sign out and log out. So you're going to lose Peter, and you're going to still have me, and I'm going to call Peter from my Skype account. And that'll make it all wonderful, I hope. You know, you never know. But it is fun doing your own production. And it's incredible because Peter's just such a great guest. So let's try this again. 1 second. I have to get what my password is. Can you believe it? I don't remember my password, but I have it. Oh, that's easy. Okay, let's try it now. Wait, sign in with a different account. That's me. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back in business. Because I even see Peter's picture. Okay. Peter, you there? Hi, it's Jeff. Hey, let me ask you something. How do you get that on your phone call, on your phone when I call you and I get music? Because that is really cool, I have to say. Can you do like Christmas music in December and things like that? I don't want it because I'm Jewish, but you know, really. You know, it used to be with the iPhone, you could free create, you know, download music and make it into your ringtone. And with the latest version, you can't. Ah, my wife, you see, is Cecilia the song? Oh, isn't that funny? That is wonderful. What I used to do, because it annoyed the heck out of my daughter, instead of a ringtone, you know how you know the shofar, what they blow on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur? It was the sound of a shofar blowing. And why it annoyed my daughter is because every time she didn't wake up at her alarm, I went into her bedroom, turned up the volume really loud, and played it, which I think why she wants to convert. Uh-oh. What is it? She's not what? Well, how old's your daughter? Well, isn't it really crazy? That's true. So let's start with this because I don't know why it's still the big news. Supposedly, Sessions told the White House he's not quitting. Do you believe that? Why not? On drugs, marijuana. Hmm. That's right. That was horrible. Ill-gotten gains. Right. And there are too many stories of them doing that. There are too many stories of them doing that where the person turned out to be innocent. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Hmm. Right. Except for one thing. That was really big news this week, and he got a lot of kickback from that, especially from conservatives. Yes. Right. 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 Exactly. Right. Right. Well, that's why also people have been hearing the Democrats have been like hinting at money laundering, and that's really what that's about, right? Right. 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 Absolutely. Too late. right? And then they would give him $10 billion to shut up about it, right? They give him $10 billion to make nice. Well, that's what the special prosecutor does. But what happens? Trump, but he's not. Trump can't fire him because it'll be just as bad. He had to do it. Yeah, but also Jeff Sessions was his biggest supporter. I mean, it's almost like he was his lapdog. Am I correct? I mean, he was number one there. I mean, he was the first guy to endorse him. Yeah, and it just if my feeling is if you're going to fire someone, fire him. Otherwise, leave him alone. But I'm not president of the United States, and I don't have a special prosecutor. Although sometimes my wife starts asking questions, and that's worse. Nah. No, you know what the thing is? At least with a special prosecutor, no, it's different because with a special prosecutor, they'll tell you what you did wrong. Sometimes with your wife, and you get the face, and what did I do wrong? No, I don't know, but right? Thank you. But that's why sometimes a special prosecutor might be better. Let's switch from Russia a little because all four of my grandparents from Russia. And actually, Tucker Carlson emailed me the other day and told me that they were obviously all working for Putin, even though they all came to America in the 18th century. But anyway, what do you think? Yeah, but they were running away from the Russians. Yeah, they were running away from the Russians. They actually had to run across roofs in Odessa to get away. Actually, that's what my father told me. And I believe my father. He voted for Trump. So see, that's another Russian connection. Well, I'll give you a great example of anonymously sourced stories that are going crazy. That guy that got fired from the communications department yesterday, Mark Short. Half the people. He got fired because he's close to Reince Priebus. He did not get fired because he was a leaker. There is no statement from the White House. There is nothing except for Breitbart saying that they spoke to 3 White House people without name, saying that he was the leaker. Or am I missing something? Right. They had the new. But that doesn't mean he leaked to the. But that he wasn't a team player is a lot different from he leaked private information to the press. But that's the point. That's exactly the point. No one has the point. No one has the knowledge. Okay. Right. And actually, the new communications director was on Fox this morning and said he refused to say that it was anything to do with leaking. And actually, he said that he called Mark Short last night and said he's going to help him find a new job. You don't do that if you think somebody's a leaker. That's all I have to say. I just don't like when people try to destroy someone's reputation without facts. That's it. He might be the leaker, but no one's come out and said it. Right. Oh, absolutely. Right. 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 Exactly. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Where does getting them in? Where does the getting them on video come in? Right. Right. And that's exactly it. You know, never having gone to journalism school or gotten any sort of training, What I have in my mind is I can and have ruined people's lives and careers, and I'm not doing it unless I have absolute proof. And that's really what guides me, because you got to know truth is more important. It's always more important to be right than first. But I mean, I'm the guy who ruined Helen Thomas's career, and I did it. Right. Right. That's it. Right. Right. Or a child in the case of Acosta. If you go back 10 years ago, the press briefings weren't on television, and they still were able to do reporting. How you like that? My only problem with when they stopped doing them on television is they stopped broadcasting them on radio too. So, as someone who works out of New York, I had no access to them live to understand what was really going on. But mm-hmm, sure, it's spin. Yes, it's to find, well, at least to find out their way. It doesn't. You're right. I agree. Hey, let's get to a happier subject. What do you think of the Papa John thing? I mean, the Democrats' new slogan. Yeah, and I added better vote for a different party. But yes, I know. No, it didn't. Do you know what it sounded like? It sounded like, remember to dial long distance, you used to have to put in those codes? Dial 999 That's what it sounded like. It's stupid. course. Well, and if you watch MSNBC for the day after it was announced, all the liberals on MSNBC were making fun of it. They thought it was stupid. Even what's her name? Oh God, the foreign reporter. Oh God, the one that's married to the Economist. Why can't I think of her name? It's tip of my tongue. Even Andrea Mitchell made fun of it. She took her head out of Hillary Clinton's backside long enough to make fun of it. You don't have to comment on that part. Yeah, of course. Okay. Right. Dead people. Plus the dead ones. Right. Not even this time. Right. Right. And you know the last time they put up a legitimate candidate for Senate in New York for the Republicans? Not since Al D'Amato left. That's true. And he beat an old time moderate Democrat. Right. The last one actually was almost Rudy Giuliani when he, because of illness. Exactly. So they're not getting people out. No, I like Rick. I've met him. He was my congressman. No, he he wasn't really well known outside of this district. He's right. And if the Republicans were smart, they'd find somebody to run well against Gillibrand, who I think is up in 18, because she not only voted for the Iran deal, but she came out yesterday with this whole big, really unintelligent rant against Bibi Netanyahu. Right. What I found upsetting was that when he made the announcement, there was all this nonsense that he didn't check with the military. You don't think that the Defense Department had nothing to do with his announcement? Yeah, of course. Exactly. Right. Well, with Chelsea Manning, I volunteered to do it as long as there was no anesthesia involved. But I think if you look at his statement when he said at this time, it's really, we can't take the time, we can't take the trouble with everything else going on. You knew it came from the military. You know, that was a very Mad Dog statement. And I think no one intimidates Trump except for maybe Mad Dog, possibly. I know I'm intimidated by Mad Dog, but so the Democrats aren't going to get anyone new from this. Yep, I agree with you. And you know what? Interestingly, they did have a populist candidate who they screwed, Bernie. I mean, but it was her time. Yep, they right. Well, I think they were convinced that they had the first black president, and just being the first woman president would make them win. I really believe so. Um, Sadly, they didn't go for the first Jewish president. There hasn't been one. So, and if they nominated me, there would be two conservatives, and I would have just conceded. So, what happens with the health care? Okay, neither one of you are going to get any benefits with this because neither one of us would be eligible for the skinny plan. and goes on to, they leave town. They don't start working on the tax cuts. I certainly do. Needed. Hmm. Would the Senate ever go for that? Right. Right. Hmm. Yeah, but on the other hand, Schumer's good at keeping everybody together, and if he becomes that way, he might even push up his glasses to do it. You know what? If we end up with 20, I'll live with it. You bet. You need 60, right? They could try reconciliation. That's what reconciliation actually was for. Right. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. That's what Reagan did. Not only that, that's what John Kennedy did. Oh, you're such a name dropper. Right. Exactly. That's right. It's ridiculous. It's not like lose it politically. It doesn't work. You're not going. If you have to do it that it pays for itself, you're not cutting enough. Am I correct? Right. And they're not cutting spending. Neither am I. Cuts. Right. I actually, when every time Schumer says they're cutting the Medicaid, I call up his office and say, I'm a constituent. He's lying. And by the way, teach him to put up his glasses because he looks like an old schoolmarm. And they start laughing because they think it's funny. They tell him that all the time, apparently. But yeah, it's a lie. But they're good with it, and we're bad at selling things. Right. That's exactly right. Or try to. Well, I got to tell you something. That's why I like when you write about economics, because you explain to the reader what's really happening. So you explain it, and then you tell them what's going on. So if, well, but for someone like me who, honestly, I went to the first day of college economics, and when the teacher started with "in a perfect world," I knew I was cutting it because I know there's no perfect world. So, and no, 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 no. Right. That's why, and at least with political theory, I was reading people like Plato, who, you know, are all-time, philosophers. I mean, economic. Plato's Fun Factory. I used to actually, when I was in advertising, I used to do some stuff. One of my big clients was Hasbro, and they did Play-Doh. And there's nothing like that smell. But anyway, Peter, I have to thank you because we have to wrap it up. Thank you so much for coming on. Same here. And folks, if you're not reading Peter at U.S. News and World Report, you're really not doing yourself. You're doing yourself a disservice if you don't read him, because I go there all the time, and he's really good. He gets to the points that no one else is talking about. And I really appreciate you coming on, Peter. And folks, you got it, man. Thank you all so much for listening. Sorry for the mess we had at the beginning, but that's what happens when I'm my own producer. I will be back next week at 2:00. Same bad time, same bad channel. And God bless you all, and God bless America.